What's better than going on a crusade to make the world a little bit brighter? Finding out you're not alone. I'll explain today, and we're starting right now. Welcome to Super Shea Tutorials. I'm Danny Shea. This is your Monday motivation. So let me start by saying next week I have a heads up for you. We're going to have a very, very special edition of Monday Motivation. I'm going to have a very special guest on, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on in the video, so make sure you stay to the end to find out about that. But before that, I want to get into this week's motivational. So everybody has been told at some point, if you tell two people something, they're going to tell two people, and they're going to tell two people, and they're going to tell two people, and before you know it, everybody in the world knows. So that is kind of the point of today's message, is that we have power in numbers, and we're starting to gain numbers. So I've been doing these Monday motivation videos for about a year now, maybe a little bit more. And when I started, I wasn't sure what it was going to become. I wasn't sure if it'd be just, a one-off and, one and done type of thing, because I wasn't sure if anybody would want to watch something like that. So I started making them, and I decided, I'm going to do this for, a few months and see what happens. And at the end of each one, I kind of gave a question, something like, tell me what you think, what you need help with, this, that, and the other. And I got no response, or at least I thought I got no response. So fast forward about 4 or 5 months later, and I went in to edit a video, and as I was doing so, I found a button to push that said comments held for review, and all of them were held for review. And I found out there were loads and loads of comments answering those questions. And at that moment, I was almost ready to just cut off the Monday motivation thing altogether, because, low view counts, no comments, no feedback, and I was feeling pretty bad about it. But as soon as I saw those comments pop up on my screen, I was like, oh my God. I mean, it hit me like a Mack truck. There were hundreds, literally hundreds of comments, and I was like, oh my God. It actually took hold. People actually were talking to me, and I had no idea. So I spent the next several months going through and trying to answer every single one of those comments and be like, hey, here's what happened. I'm sorry I didn't get to this sooner. So many of you know I'm also part of a Discord group for Michelle C. Smith. Thank you, Michelle, for doing that. But I have a lot of really, really good people that I've met that have been feeding into this whole thing. And, hey, you should talk about this, or, what about this, this, and this? You should really discuss that on your Monday motivation. So it's really, really cool that people are feeding into this, because they're like, hey, you know what? This is something really positive that I think people need to see. So I know someone who does videos like this, and it's moving to me, because people are kind of helping join my crusade. I started this whole thing because I wanted people to, pop on the channel and not just find karate videos and, cool weapons tricks and this, that, and the other. I wanted it to be a positive experience. So to have people feeding into that positivity that I'm trying to, protrude into the world is absolutely blowing my mind, and I cannot say enough about it, and I cannot thank them enough for all that they're inspiring in me, because for a while it was tough. I was losing motivation to do Monday motivation, which is kind of ironic. At any rate, that brings me to last week. So last week I received an email, and it was from a very, very good friend of mine. His name is Sensei Emmett. He's a martial arts instructor from Ireland, and he does a YouTube channel interviewing all types of martial artists. and like really big name martial artists like Benny the Jet Urquidez, former world champion, movie star, blah 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 blah. He's interviewed martial arts historians, martial arts choreographers, martial arts movie stars, you name it, and including myself. I did an interview on his channel, which was really really fun, and I appreciated that. But the point being, he is going to be here next week with me on Monday Motivation. And we are going to be talking all things motivation. So this is a really, really good guy, a really positive, inspiring guy that's doing amazing things. And both of us are going to be kind of discussing back and forth motivation, where to find it, how to get it, all things that have to do with it. So if you know someone that needs some motivation, or if you yourself are looking for a little bit of motivation, this is the place to be next week. Sensei Emmett, I cannot say enough about him, and he's going to be here talking all about it. So I would highly recommend, if you know people, tell everyone. Tell the world, hey, this is where you want to be next Monday, because you're going to find the positivity, the motivation that you've been looking for, the drive, the purpose, the call. You're going to find all that right here. So with that, I am going to say thank you very, very much, Sensei Emmett, for putting this out here to me. When he sent that email, it blew me away, because I was like, wow. If there's two channels pushing out positivity, then that means that somebody else down here is going to hear it. They're going to latch onto it. Maybe we'll get 2 more from that, and 2 more from that, and 2 more from that, and really start building upon this whole positivity aspect that I'm trying to push out with this Monday Motivation series, and that Sensei Emmett is wanting to push out as well. So I hope y'all will be here for that. I'm really, really looking forward to it. We're just going to have a blast. So thank you all very, very much for being here. I hope y'all have a phenomenal, awesome day.